It's been 1 year since COVID changed the way we live, costing more than 500,000 lives here in the United States alone. Now, more than 2 million vaccines are now being administered per day. We're still dealing with the effects of misinformation and disinformation, raging through our body politic, spreading fear and confusion. At the outset of the pandemic, some of the misinformation came from right-wing media and even then President Trump. But much of the willful disinformation continues to get pushed by foreign powers like Russia and China. Now, if you flipped over to Fox News 1 year ago, you would have heard Laura Ingraham say this.
The facts are actually pretty reassuring, but you never know it watching all this stuff. Now, while the number of infected persons is more than 650 now, the death toll has increased to 26, the risk to the average person does remain quite low.
Now, you could say she didn't have accurate information or, like some of her colleagues, could have been downplaying it for partisan political reasons. But you can't say the same thing for Trump, who told the American people this exactly 1 year ago.
We're doing a great job with it, and it will go away. Just stay calm. It will go away.
He was not telling the truth, because Trump already knew it was deadly stuff. Now, despite all the information at his disposal with the false promises and quack cures, Trump quickly became the largest single driver of COVID misinformation in the English-speaking world, according to researchers at Cornell University. But notice I said English-speaking, and that's because China and Russia have been behind a lot of the disinformation that spread confusion and conspiracies at home and abroad. The virus, of course, began in Wuhan, China. And we know that the Chinese government tried to initially hide the outbreak, punishing doctors and reporters who tried to tell the truth and warn the world. At the same time, China pushed their own domestic and global disinformation campaigns to deflect blame. Last March, a spokesman for the Chinese Foreign Ministry suggested via tweet that the U.S. Army actually brought the virus to Wuhan. And, as CNN showed, this turned into a full-court press by the Chinese government to spread a baseless conspiracy theory blaming the U.S. for starting the outbreak. At the same time, Chinese operatives were amplifying COVID disinformation in the United States via social media and even texts to spread panic and division. Now, their efforts echoed classic Russian disinformation techniques. But, of course, Russia was playing their own game as well, at first to the EU and then spreading it to the U.S. Now they're pushing disinfo to undermine confidence in U.S. vaccines, fueling anti-vaxxer fears while trying to promote their own vaccine. Not only that, according to a new report from the German Marshall Fund, those Russian efforts have been echoed by state-backed accounts from China and Iran. Baseless fears around vaccines remain a major stumbling block to our full recovery from this pandemic. But just maybe some of those folks will think again if they realize they've been getting played by foreign propaganda. So listen to the science, people, because disinformation can be deadly. And that's your reality check.